Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to part 2 of our colour along in this incredible book by R.J.Hampson, Lost and Found. I did have a conversation with RJ before we go any further. Let me show you the page that I've chosen. I'll just move my beautiful bookmark. One of the ones that I was so kindly made, isn't it pretty? Alice one. Yeah, and I did talk to RJ about it. He'd asked which page I was colouring, and I told him that we were doing this one. And he said, "Oh, I guess the fate of the." He wanted to know which one I was doing. Help with the exclamation mark, or just help at the front. Which is, where is it? If I can find it, there. This one. Now, I hadn't thought about it like this, but if you look at this one, there's like loads of people coming in to help him. A helicopter, a submarine, a plane, boats. But the one we're doing, I chose because I liked all the critters. But it would seem that he's far less likely to be saved by these people and or by these creatures. And RJ had said to me, "Well, I guess the fate is in your hands." I said, "Oh, no, I'm not having that, thank you. I will not be responsible for the demise of our poor little castaway." But I did say, well, maybe the plane is going to fly over and drop him luxury goods so that he can build a life there. You never know. Maybe he enjoys his life there. Anyway, that's a little bit of the backstory. We've got quite a bit to go left. So I know what colours I'm doing the hut and the island. It's these two little fellas that I'm undecided on. So if we go in and start looking straight away at the bits that I have planned, we're going to have a look at this plane. Let's come in and have a look. There we go. And I'm going to do it in reds. So I'm going to use Spice Red, which we'd already used in the first part of the part 1. Spice Red, which is 0.25, Vermilion 0.23, and Red Ochre 0.15. So I'm going to take my Spice Red, and I haven't put down any marker base on this. I'm going to do it freehand. Freehand? I'm going to do it without a base. Freehand is not the word. So I'm desperately trying to get this video up to you because our internet provider is changing tomorrow. We're going to have proper fibre at last. So we're changing internet providers. Ours is hideously slow. It takes me forever to get you a video up and edit it because of the internet and the way it works. Here, I'm sorry, this is Vermilion, and I'm just backtracking over that, and I'm going to bring that out. Yeah, and so we've got, finally, we're getting super fast, super speedy broadband, and I'm very excited about it because it will mean less time editing and trying to get things up onto YouTube. So there may be, it will definitely will be easier for me to get things up to you. So that's really exciting. Right, so now I'm just going to blend in. I'm putting a little bit more of that Vermilion down. I was really pleased to see how many of you really enjoy the Castle Art pencils because they do work very well. They are a nice pencil. And I think the Artisas, I'm just going back in with our darkest colour, Spice Red. I think the Artisas and these pencils are sorely overlooked in videos on YouTube. So it's really lovely that we're doing this budget pencil series and we're getting those all out. And I have to say I'm really enjoying it, seeing how they work. Okay, one part of the plane done. Now we're going to reverse that and do that this side. So I'm going to put the darkest colour round here. And then round that little section there. And then I'm going to soften it out. So I forgot to do that on the first bit. So just that we don't get any harsh lines. And then the Vermilion, we'll go back over like we do with all of our colours. And then we'll soften that out. So lessen off that pressure, soften that out. And then we'll put in our beautiful red ochre. It's a gorgeous colour. Love this. So if you remember, or if you've watched part 1, I said I wanted colour. I wanted it to look like our poor little fella had been stranded on this island, seen next to no one. And so anything that came along was going to seem so bright and in your face. And so that's, I think I'm achieving that. Okay, so next part of our plane is this bit. We're going to do round here. And we're going to put a bit of dark there. Lessen that off. Very tiny spaces, but okay. Then we're going to go back in with our mid-tone. And then our beautiful red ochre. So this is the reason why I've split the video into 2, because there is a lot of detail on these little bits. And when you choose a picture, it's quite hard to choose a picture actually to do on YouTube. It has to be the sort of right thing usually, because of how long the videos are. And I'll spend hours rambling to myself on, and I can, you know, see from the statistics that people get bored and they move on. I understand that. And then I end up feeling like I must rush. And I know I particularly, personally, myself, when I'm working in my office and doing anything, I like longer videos on YouTube. I get fed up with keep switching and, same order of pencil, sorry. I get fed up with keep switching and looking for the next video that interests me. So I like longer videos, but not everybody does. And then I don't want to rush and spoil things. So I did promise you I'd get it straight up, but we've had such terrible issues with our internet that it was making it impossible. So the other red bits is I'm going to do this bit down here the same. So we're going to take that beautiful deep spice red and we're going to put that on there. I think you kind of get the drift of where I'm going with this. Let that fade out. And then our mid-tone, which is the vermilion. So I'm going to try and do as much on this video as my hands will allow without using the alcohol markers as a base. Because I know some people had commented, or I did have a comment, that it had confused some people as to why I was using it. Well, I do like using alcohol markers, and I'm going to do a video with them after this one. But I mainly use it because I have fibromyalgia, and I get pain in my hands and forearms. And by putting that alcohol marker base down, it just lessens the amount of work that you have to do to fill in the white tooth of the paper. And makes life much easier. But I thought I would try and do, because these are now little elements, I would try and do all as much as I can without using the alcohol markers. Okay, so we've got some decent red wings going on. I like them. I'm just going back over and making sure all that tooth is filled up. Okay, where else am I doing red? Oh, the little cone at the front, of course. That needs to be red. So I'm going in here. Same combination. Here we go. That's red. Where else am I going to put red? I think we might follow that up, actually. So we've got to be careful because I don't want to go over that propeller with a bit of red there. Can you see everything? Oh gosh, yes, thank goodness. I did notice that I'd come in so close last time that the words that I put on the screen or the names of the pencils had slightly gone over. So I do apologise for that. It's very difficult when you're editing to know. So I might have to look at how I'm doing that. I'll still do it. They'll still be up, but hopefully I will have mastered them not getting in your way while I'm colouring. Okay. Any more red bits? We might make the rest of that tail red, actually. Let's do that. So we're going to bring that dark down there. Then our mid. Yeah, that's better. And then our beautiful red ochre. Okay, where else? Let's do the sides then. That would make sense then, wouldn't it? Let's do this bit. Around that wing. And maybe this bit in that spice red. Yeah, that's better. Looks like it's all joined up instead of separate bits that are about to fall apart. We can't have that on our rescue mission, can we? Planes falling apart. And then okay, I think I'll put spice red round that bit too. Bring that up to that there, like that. Okay, now we're going to switch to the other colours, which you'll have seen on screen. Colours we've already used in the page is Cool Grey 065, Warm Grey Light 120, and then our white. So, same as we've done before, I'm going to bring the dark colour, which is Cool Grey, round the edge of the wing and fade it out. Now I think my hands are playing better today because they seem to be working and smushing much better. You know, that technical term that I keep using where they push together, colours push together. They just seem to be working much better today. Here we go. There, and then we'll do the same here. So in with our dark, bring that out. Oh, and then our warm grey light, and then we can go back in with a little bit of the white, and that will just help that blend along. There we go. So all of those other bits are going to be done in those colours. And then the struts, I'm going to do in the dark, which is the cool grey. So they'll be dark like that. Okay. It's going to look so cool. All right. Now let's have a look. I've got some greens out for our palm trees and the top of the cabin and these leaves. I'm going to do it the same combination. So I've got chrome green 053, I've got juniper green 056, and I've got cadmium green pale 112. So I'm going to go, let's start with this one. So I'm going in with cadmium pale green, and I'm going to fill that up like that. Then I'm going to go in with our darkest, which is chrome green. I'm going to put that in. Not too much, just a little bit of shadowing at the bottom. Fade that off. There we are. And then then our mid-tone, which is juniper green. And we'll just push that into that first colour. Like that. So we get a nice gradient. And then back in with our original colour and just fill that tooth up. There we go. And we can go back in with our darkest and just deepen that up again, in case that's got a little bit lost. There we go. Isn't that cool? Right, so let's have a look at the palm trees. Going in with cadmium green pale. There we go. Oh, it's back to school, folks, this week. Ugh. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy my job, but what I don't enjoy is the exhaustion. And I'm just so tired all the time when I go back to work. I would love to be able to afford not to have to. I'd love to be able to spend more time doing YouTube and therefore earning more money on YouTube would be great. But it's just not viable that, you know, you just really don't earn enough money on YouTube to do that. You'd have to be one of these massive creators. So I can see why people... I'm taking the darkest now, chrome green. I can see why... what was I going to say? Talking about YouTube, weren't we? So I'm just going up the base. Let me think. I've lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. I can see why people do the membership to boost their income on YouTube. I can see why they do that, but it's having the time. I wouldn't even know where to start, what people would want to see if I did a membership. You know, maybe you could let me know in the comments if I was to set up a membership, what kind of things would you want me to do? You know, how could we build that? You know, we could build a little community of membership. I did think about it a while ago. Said I'd do the Joanna Basford new book, you know, Rooms of Wonder as a membership thing, but not everyone can afford it. And then that it excludes people, and I don't want that on the channel. But if there's something you guys could come up with that we could do as a membership for the channel that you'd all be interested in seeing, or as many people as possible would be interested in doing and seeing with me, then maybe I could rethink, you know, work schedule and stuff like that, and make it more of a income, you know, and then perhaps I could spend more time with my bubby grandson. That would be lovely. Okay, so we've got on the island left, we've got that leaf, exactly the same colours, you know the drill. And then the heart, excuse me, I'm just having a sip of drink. The heart, I thought we'd bring these blues in. And that was, the combination there was Cobalt Blue Light 097, Cobalt Turquoise 048, and Warm Grey Light 120. So what I'm going to do is go in with the Warm Grey Light this time, because I'm not putting any colour down first. So I'm going in like that. Careful around his window, because I'm going to have to think about how to do that sort of bamboo frame, or he's used the coconut wood by the look of it, and I don't want it to all merge into one and look the same. So I'm going to be careful around that little frame. And then we're going to put, I should have done the roof with the greens, shouldn't I? Going in with our darkest blue, I'm going to start round the edges here, under the roof. And bring that edge down. And we'll have a little bit coming onto this side too. Yeah, so I would love that to sort of enhance our community by doing more. And if I had more time, I could do that, and I would love that. It's a shame, isn't it, that everything in society has to be money-based. I know, I'm moaning, but I just, I've loved doing all the extra videos and being able to interact with people. And when you have a condition like fibromyalgia, it just stops that pleasure with, because I have to go to bed all the time. Let me come in a little bit closer. Yeah, I have to come to bed all the time. I'm going to move you over a little bit to the left of the page. Just thought about it. That way, if I've got words here, it's not going to interfere. Yeah, and so there's never enough hours in the day because I'm always flipping sleeping. Gosh, I'm sorry I'm moaning. I'll shut up. But you know what? I'm sure you know what I mean. I know there's lots of you out there that feel the same, that struggle with fibromyalgia or other conditions that are just as bad, or if not worse. There we go. So we've got a little weathered hut, but it's brought in the colours that we've used around the page. So we're going to do the same here. In with our dark. And then our mid-tone. And then we go back in with our grey. So somehow he's found this hut and he's doing all right. Let's go in with the dark blue this side, shall we? Here. And under that. Yeah, so he's got a building and he's got coconuts. He didn't have that last time. He didn't have any of these luxuries. So somehow he's managed. And then our cobalt turquoise for those feet. Like that. Okay. Then if we switch back to that green combo, again, Lucy, you've made it a nightmare for your editing. Oh dear. Okay, cadmium pale green, and we're going to go in there. We're going to get a nice coat of that down. Then we're going with our dark, which is the chrome green, and let's deepen it around those edges. Around that frame, give it some shadow. And then our mid-tone, which is juniper green. Go back over that original green. There we go. And then in with our light colour again. So now he's got a little roof. He's even got curtains, look, for privacy. I'm not sure who's going to be watching him, but and I've missed that top bit. I did do the grey, didn't I? So, okay, so let's put it shadows with our darker blue along there. Fade it out. And then, yeah, so at the risk of moaning, but it would make such a difference to my life and being able to deliver more to you guys and not feeling so rubbish all the time. If I could, just enhance my income a little bit, well, more, so that I could, I don't know. Okay, let's do this windowsill, and I'm going to do that in the greys. So warm grey light. We'll do the step in warm grey light too. I don't know where he's found stones from, but then I don't know where he's found any of it from. Okay, and we'll do the cool grey. Just in there, like that. Just a little bit of shadowing. There we go. All right, I haven't planned the interior yet, Right, where are we? Okay. Now we're going to need different greys for those rocks, aren't we? What is that? Oh, just my page is wobbly underneath. We're going to need different greys for the rocks. We could do the little crab red. We could do him bright red. I know crabs are only red if they're cooked, but this is an exceptional page. So let's go in with spice red. Just a little bit round there. And round his claw. Because he's so tiny. And then we'll go in with the vermilion. And then red ochre. I've still got eyes to plan yet. Red ochre for his little legs. Okay. So please don't say, well, Lucy, crabs are only red or orange if they're cooked. I know. Not on RJ's island, they're not. Okay. What I'm going to do, we're going to come out and have a look at how far. We've done quite a lot, actually. So I've got to go off and finish the plane, put the grey in all those bits that are left. We've got his helmet to come back to, obviously. I'm going to finish the leaves, and then I'll come back and we'll do the next element together. All right. I'll see you in a second, friends. Okay, we're doing great. Look, we're nearly there. Some fine details, obviously, but I think we'll tackle these little fellas. And I am going to use, I know I said I wouldn't, but I am going to use an alcohol marker again. Please don't stress if you don't have it. It is Lemon Chiffon Y196 from the Ahuhu markers we used in part 1. And we are going to introduce yet another colour. So we are going to, it's just a piece of A4 acetate. I know someone asked about it. That's all it is. Just a piece of acetate. You can use it for blending and all sorts. It's brilliant. Okay, so I'm taking my Lemon Chiffon and we are going to colour our fishy. And he's going to be mainly orange with a little bit of, we're going to mix a bit of that red in too that we used for the plane. So fill him in carefully. I don't want it in that eyeball. There we go. I'm just going to switch to the other tip and I'm going to put yellow in here too. So we fill that up. Okay. While we wait for that to dry, we can switch over and do this little fella. So I've got my chisel tip back out. Just do here. Make sure I don't get that other eyeball. See, these ones look like they're smiling. Although they have horrific teeth, they look like they're smiling. Now, that could be because they're about to get a lovely snack, they think, of our poor castaway. Let me come in a little bit closer. I'll keep you this side, then I can put the words over here. All these things you have to think about, look. Yeah, it could be that he's going to get a nice, he thinks he's going to get a nice snack, or it could be that he's lovely and friendly and wants to help. I doubt it. So, while we're waiting for the alcohol marker to dry, let me put those pencils to one side. The colours we used for our dragon and our sea serpent, I am going to put into this bottle down here. And I'm just going to exclude the darkest one, which was Viridian. I'm not going to use that. we're going to use Prussian green, leaf green middle, and leaf green light. So I'm going in with leaf green light. I'm going to do the bottle. Then we'll go in with our mid-tone, which is leaf green middle. And then just a tiny little bit of the Prussian green, just where it's going to be darkest. So, just to give us a little bit of an edge on that bottle. Here we go. Back in with my middle colour. And just blend that through. And then our lightest colour, leaf green. Okay. So we've got a nice green. And the dark one, I'm just going back over again. Nice green appearing bottle. And that will bring in those, so we've almost got a triangle of those 3 green colours. Okay, shall we have a look, see if our fish is dry? Yeah, he's completely dry. So, for this, I have got, well, at the moment, I've got 5 colours, but we'll see how that goes. So, from darkest to lightest, I've got yellow ochre, 0.77. Then I've got marigold, 0.78. Then cadmium yellow, no, sorry, that's the wrong way around. Yellow ochre, cadmium yellow deep, 0.75. Marigold, 0.78. Golden yellow deep, which is 0.06. And red ochre, 0.15. Now, I don't know if we're going to use all these, but I know I definitely want yellow ochre, because that's going to give us these dark areas. So I'm going in with yellow ochre around his lip. I'm going to go round his eye. We are going to go over with that beautiful red ochre that we used in the plane. But by putting these colours down, that will change that. It will change the tone. And so we'll get a different colour. Where else am I going? Let's do round here. And we'll bring that down there a little bit. So I'm just sort of roughing it out. There we go. Okay, so the next colour I've then got, I think, let me just test it on a piece of paper. Yeah, it was this one, which is marigold. So I'm going to go over that with marigold. And bring it out just slightly further. I'm not pressing too hard because I want to build these colours up. We'll go back over when we're happy with where they're sitting. So I'm just going over where we've already been and bringing it out slightly further. He's not going to be gold. He will be... I hadn't thought about that. The fact that he might look a little bit like a goldfish. Okay, then what have we got? Okay, then we've got this beautiful golden yellow deep. So we're going to put that in. Go back over everything we've coloured. And this is the point at which then we can see, okay, well, we need more colour of, more of that colour, more of this colour, more blending. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with our marigold. And we're going to help that blend along. Let's tidy that up. And then we'll go in with that beautiful red ochre. And we'll change that up that bit of meat in, more around his gills. There we go, back in with the yellow. And then we will introduce that beautiful red ochre 115. So I'm going to put some on his little cheek area. Bring that up around his eye. I have trouble getting around there because it's tiny, and you know my hands are likely to go straight across the page. Oh, it's the trouble. It's the trouble, folks. It really is. Okay. And we're going to put that in here. We will go back over it, so I know it looks a little bit tatty at the moment, but it won't. I'll finish it and blend it all, and he'll look very cute. If he can look cute. Alright, we'll have a little bit on that lip. In there, and we'll bring some down around here. Okay. So then if we go back in with our marigold and we go over that again. Those colours will start to blend. And we'll see that the difference in colour. And then finally we'll just go over the whole thing with that beautiful yellow. Okay, a little bit there. Okay, and then we take that gorgeous golden yellow deep and we'll use it to go over the whole thing. That will brighten up all our colours, help us blend it all. And he's even got a little bit of a flush going on there, a lot on his cheek. There we go. Give that a brush on. Very cute. Okay, we're going to have a look at these. We're going to do the spikes exactly the same. So I'm going to take the yellow ochre and I'm just going to give it a little bit of an outline so they sort of stand out. Yeah, like that. Oh, sorry, it's my hands. I press too hard when I'm doing something like this because I don't want my hand to jerk and mess it up, which is done, but never mind. And then I don't know what B was. I don't know what I was going to say. Okay, then we're going to go in with marigold. I'm going to skip that other colour, marigold. Bring that out. There we go. And then our beautiful bright yellow. Golden yellow deep. And then a tiny bit of that red. So a tiny, tiny bit of that red ochre. Just over that original first colour. There we go. There we go. And then we'll take yellow again. And that helps to just smush it all together. There we go. All right, we're going to use the blues, the blue and the grey again, and we're going to do those bits on him. So we're going to take cadmium blue light, same as we did before on the dragons and the sea creature. We're going to put that down there, and then we're going to bring it out slightly. And that would just give us a little bit of uniform to the page by keep adding this blue. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it just kind of, I don't know, draws the page all together, I suppose, keeps it from being psychedelic. Okay, that was cobalt turquoise. And then we get that grey, which is our warm grey light. Yeah. And although we've used the same colours, that looks quite different to that against the orange. So that's very interesting. We are so nearly there. Let's have a look. Where am I? What have I got? We've got this fella to do. We're going to do that exactly the same as I did him. So we could use let's use those same colours so I'm not editing a million times. Let's do, if I can move all these colours out of the way, let's do the bottle's label in these colours. So if we have marigold, it was not, was it? It was yellow ochre, and we just do round that edge of that label. And then we go in with marigold then. Again, that brings that colour down to this edge of the page. And then our yellow. And then we'll spice it up with a little bit of that red. There we go. And yellow again just to blend it. Okay, and then we'll use yellow ochre and yellow cadmium deep for the message that's in the bottle. So yellow ochre down there, and then yellow cadmium deep, bit of that, and then the yellow to go over that. There we go. All right. Right, our little so that's our bottle done, and it's brought those colours in. Our little narwhal here, I'm going to use the same colours as we did originally for the whale and the shark, because that's the colours he's meant to be. And then we'll have three main characters then that are in that colour. So we had MG011 blue-grey, and we had CG021 neutral grey in the Ahuhu markers. So I'm going to go in with my blue, just changing it to the one that looks blue, it's blue-grey. And we're going to go in around there. Around the bottom of him. We can have a little bit of that round where our pirate's sitting. And then at the base of his tail. Just up into his tail. And then we'll blend that with that neutral grey. Careful around his feet. Oh, that's tricky, that one. I'm just kind of dab it and let the alcoholic ink spread rather than risk it going over. Go. And then it will naturally spread itself. Just going to put a little bit more of that blue-grey in there. Okay, so we have to let that dry. Let's see, where are we now? Okay, so I'm going to use those colours. I'm going to complete him, and then I'll come back and I'll have decided on the rocks and the rest of the little bits. We've got this pirate guy, which I think I might do his trousers red, because that will then bring plain colours, the colours from the plane over here. We'll see. I don't know. I will meet you back up in a second. Our beautiful bright page is really coming together. So I've finished the 2 gold ones. And obviously our alcohol markers dry there. I want to, before I lose the pencils, I want to address these little rocks. So I have got, not that colour. I have got charcoal grey 118, warm grey light, as we've been using 120, but I'm going to throw in a little bit of 011 terracotta light, just to add a little bit of interest. So if we come in, let's focus on these ones. I didn't want it the same as the plain, so I have to, even though I've changed it to warmer greys, it just looked too samey. So I'm going to take our warm grey light and we're going to coat these rocks. Lucy, move over so you can get the words on the screen. Which way do I need to go? This way. Yeah, I didn't want it to look too much like the plane and the windowsills. You know, I don't know. Just a bit of a change. So then I'm going to take a charcoal grey and I'm going to plop some of that in so it blends through with that warm grey light. And then just for a little bit of difference, this terracotta light. And I'm going to go over that charcoal. And although it will give us that browny tone, hopefully we'll still have the appearance of grey. But it just warm it up a little bit. There we go. There's our rocks. Let's try another one. So we'll take our charcoal grey. Excuse me. Which is our darkest. Plop that in. And a little bit up here. Do that one too. And then go over with that terracotta light. And then use our warm grey light. There we go. All right, so that's how I'm going to do the rocks. And while we're zoomed in there, we're going to do the curtains. I'm going to do the curtains pink in line with our little dudes. But I'm just going to use 2 colours. So I've got cherry pink and then I've got Bengal rose. And we might throw in a little bit of that very pale one, which was the azalea pink. Let's see. Yeah, let's put that in. So a bit of azalea pink. We've got to have a bit of pink on the page. And then our Bengal rose. Let's see if we need that darker one. Yeah, I think we might do. I don't know, actually. I don't know whether we should just leave it like that, actually. I don't want it overpowering, so we'll just leave it like that, those 2 colours. Okay. Right, little dude's hair. Or should we do, let's do. We've still got him to colour in, but let's do his skin. Okay. So I have got Naples Yellow Light, 073. I've got, not that one. I've got Yellow Ochre, 077. And I've got Azalea Pink again, 082. So we'll go in with our Naples yellow. Now I know he's supposed to be wearing a shirt, but I'm going to make him bare-chested. And then that little bit I'll do as a piece of jewellery, I think. Okay, go in with our yellow ochre. Put that in. 1 second. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, and we'll run that up here. And here. And oh, let's not look. I've forgotten his foot. That's very important. His peg leg might be the other side. You never know. So we'll put that on there like that. I'm just going to go back over with our Naples yellow light and sort of smooth that out a bit. He's looking a bit ropey. And then we'll go over with the azalea pink. Like we did with the other fella, so he goes a bit peachy. Now, whatever colour I decide to do the key, I think I'll give him a little band. And I forgot his hand. Audrey, you'll be turning in your sleep. Do his hand. Yeah, whatever I decide to do the key, whatever metal, I might give him a band there. So hopefully I don't forget. Okay. Here we go. All right. Done his skin. I'll smooth it out in a bit. Got to keep making you wait. Right, we're going to do hair. 2 colours. Nice and easy. We've got ivory black 071 and cool grey 065. So I'm going to go in with the ivory black. I'm going to outline his beard. Our little castaway dude's going to have this as well. So I've outlined his beard and I'm going to bring some black down. Like that. And then I'm going in with cool grey. Go over that black and bring that down. There we go. And we can go back over the beard. And where his mouth was meant to be. Okay, we'll do the same with our little castaway fellow. So I'm gonna make sure that I go around his hairline that RJ's given us. He hasn't got too much of a recede, has he? We're just going to bring that up softly then. Okay, and then we'll go into our charcoal grey. And he just looks wild and unkempt, as he should. There we go. And then we'll do his beard the same. So, going around his little mouth. I might do the top of his beard this time, black. And then in with our charcoal grey. There we go. Castaway's done. Pirate's done. Now, oh yes, we've got the little starfish. I wanted this colour and this colour. So while we're zoomed in, I've got walnut brown and I've got terracotta light. So I'm going to put a little bit of the walnut brown at the base of our starfish. And then a little bit of terracotta light over that. There's our little starfish dude. Done. Okay. What have we got now? Oh, should we have a look at him? Same colours as we did before. We're going to use the cool grey. and we're going to use a little bit of the cobalt turquoise. So I'm going in with cool grey, just for some shadow, not a lot, and certainly not pressing hard at all. Okay, we'll give him a little bit of shading in here. And up his tail. Are you all on camera? Could be with moving you down a little bit. There we go. Like this. And then a little bit of the cobalt turquoise and just blend that in. And softly bring that out. And then if you're using your markers, you'll use the cool grey, the warm grey light that we've been using. Sorry, if you're not using markers, that I should have said. Okay, we'll come down there with the cool grey just on his little tusk. And then a little bit of the warm grey. There we go. We'll just smush those in. All right. Now, I don't know what colour to do the pirate. I'm wondering if I should bring some red in over this side. So why don't we do in red and blue? Okay, where's my reds? Here are my reds. Let's do the same as we did the plain. So, yeah, spice red, vermilion, and red ochre. So if we start with our spice red where we want it dark, so I'm going to give him a waistband for a start, and then I'm going to come around his knee, up here just a little bit with the spice red, this side too. We go in with the vermilion. That'll go well with his black beard. And then our beautiful red ochre. Okay. There we go. And then if we do waistcoat, can you see? Yeah, let's do waistcoat. So we'll do a little bit of dark around here. And there. Then our next colour, if we can squeeze it in. We can leave that like that on that side. And then our red ochre just to finish that off. Okay. There we go. So he's got a red outfit. Let's do his hat in the blues. Why not? We can have a blue pirate hat. Who says we can't? Okay. So we'll use cobalt blue light, which is our darkest, ironically. Get that in, avoid the skull. There we go. And then our turquoise, cobalt turquoise. There we go. Then I just have to work out what his bandana's going to be. Okay, let's do his, while we're there, let's do his pipe. So his pipe is going to be walnut brown and terracotta light. So we've got walnut brown. A little bit there. And a little bit of terracotta light, just so we can see it. Doesn't blend into that black. And we'll do the same over here with the helmet, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So if we do the walnut there. We'll come up there with it. Like that. And we'll bring it around that, and then put a little bit of the terracotta light in. We've got a helmet. I love it when these bits start to come together. It's these little tiny bits, finishing off these tiny bits, and the page really starts to come together. Okay. Just want to... All right. We can put a little bit of that Naples yellow in. I'll have to sharpen it. Just right on that face. Avoiding those goggles, of course. Let's put a little bit of Naples yellow in. And then we could have that yellow. Just a light touch of yellow on his goggles. Could they be yellow or would they be blue? We'll have yellow. Okay, so a little bit of golden yellow deep. There. Can I just have those? All right, I tell you what, let me go off and finish those rocks. And I'll just have one final think about this. We've got the little scarf and then we've got the details and we're done. Oh, the two scarves. Interesting. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, guys, we really are on the final hurdle. So, I did his little headscarf in the same red that we were using before I went off screen. Just dark at the bottom and lighter under his hat. And then we need to look at the bamboo around his hut. Let's do that now. Very simple. So I'm going to use Naples Yellow Light 073 and I'm using Terracotta Light 011. So I'm going to cover it in the Naples Yellow Light. Like that. Let's cover it all. And then we've got our finishing touches, which is my favourite bit. I love it. I think I'm going to use Jelly Roll. Well, I am going to use Jelly Roll. But you could use Posca or any markers you've got, really. Or even your pencils. Okay, then I'm going to take the Terracotta Light and we're going to put that in. Well, I say it's bamboo, but I think he's used it... I think he's used the coconut trees as they've perhaps died. I don't know. There we go. So we just give them a little hint of... colour. Like that. And this side. So I'm just lightly pressing. And I'm going to go back over with that Naples Yellow Light and just blend that in. If I had supplies and Amazon, I could quite fancy staying in this little hut. I quite fancy the idea of all this solitude for a little while. Yeah, so I'd need the internet so I could continue to do YouTube. I'd need Amazon to deliver. What else would I need? Obviously colouring supplies for a week or two. Whatever took my fancy. What about you? Would you like to stay in RJ's deserted island? Okay. That's his little hut complete. Now we need to look at his shorts, and I'm going to do them in the blues I did the pirate's hat. So I'm taking out the grey here. We're just using cobalt blue light and cobalt turquoise. So I'm going to put in like that. And that'll take away that sort of washy look that we've got on the cabin, and we'll get a much brighter blue. There we go. And then we're going to have the scarf on this little guy. So cobalt blue. Like this. And then the cobalt turquoise. For his little scarf. Okay, I think Dragon's Eye. I knew there was something. I've got the pencils out ready. And then the smoke. So his Dragon's Eye, I've got two colours, and I'm going to use cadmium orange 117 and lemon yellow 005. And I'm only doing this on this little guy. So a bit of cadmium orange, just a little bit. And then the lemon yellow. There we go. He needed a fiery eye. Right, for the other eyes, I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that, if I can find it now. Look, I put all my pencils next to me on the practice page that I was doing. And why can't I find it? Why? What's happened to it, folks? There we go, it's right in front of me. So, like here, I went a little bit over with the grey on the shark's eye. So I'm just literally going to bring that out. And then these little fellas, so I'm using warm grey light. And I'm just going to put a little bit around the edges. Just a tiny bit. It just helps us keep them nice and rounded and googly looking. Then I'm thinking I might put some glossy accent, but a budget version of it on there. Which I'll show you. Okay, and then we've got this little eye. There, I think, and then the other little eye over here. And then what we're going to do is that colour on the smoke from his pipe. So a little bit of grey. I'm leaving a little bit of white showing. There we go. All right, now I want to focus on this fella. Now I've got two jelly rolls. Just because I was so kindly gifted them and I want to use them. I love them. You could use the same blues that we've already been doing, and I've deliberately chosen these because they match. They're from the Moonlight range, but sadly they don't have names. It's just a darker blue and a lighter blue. And I thought I'd do the tentacles with these and blend them. So I take the lids off and I take my darker blue and I'm going to go around the edge like this. And then go over with my pale blue. And when they dry, they will blend together. It's very clever. And looks very cool. It will also cover up anywhere that my hand spasmed and went over it. So it'll be like that. So just making sure I get enough of the dark blue because I don't want to wash it out completely. I want to leave them so that they look like they're slightly raised. Like that. There we go. So I'll just keep going with that. I won't do it all on camera. We'll be sitting here for a fortnight. Like that. But it will dry. And it looks really cool. And it's so easy. If, like mine, your hands ache, it's a great break from doing all that pencil work. So there's that. Let me put those back on. We have the small matter of a gold key. Now, I decided it was going to be gold, but I'm not doing it metallic. I've got the beige sandy beige colour here, jelly roll. And I'm just going to go round the key because I want it to remain difficult to see. If that makes any sense. So it's not entirely obvious. And then I was going to do the little band on his arm up here, which was supposed to be his top, but never mind. Right, what else have I got? We've got a couple of little stones. So I'm going to just put a little bit of detailing in there. Like that. And where RJ's put some grains of sand in, I'm going to go over those. Like that. Just give a bit of detail. Very good. That's cool, isn't it? All right. And then we're going to do the same on the whale. So the whale's detailing. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You could finish it off, but I think it will look cool. I can get my jelly roll running. It's because I'm trying to hold it out of the way of the camera, and you really have to have them upright. Yeah, like that. So anywhere there's little detail spots, I'm going to go and do that, and then we're going to put some glossy accents on the bigger eyes. I think on these guys, they're going to have glossy accents. So let me go and finish the tentacles, then we'll meet back up and it will just literally be the final finishing touches. See you in a second. Okay guys, I've finished in terms of colouring. I don't think I've missed anything. Now, what I was going to use, if I bring you in and show you this, what I was going to use, I've put the detailing on. Look at those tentacles. Didn't they come out cool? What I was going to use was this Dovecraft 3D Pearl Effect. And if I show you this practice bit that I did, I don't know if you can even pick up on that, but there is like a... I don't know if you can see it. It's so hard. There is like a glossy 3D film over it. So I probably will put that on, but let's just do it. So I just don't want it to ruin the page. I'm hoping my page won't crinkle, but let's just do it. Right, so I put a little dollop on, like this. And then I dried that with a heat gun just to see what would happen. And it seems okay, but it takes forever to dry. But this is the budget equivalent to glossy accents. So I think it's available on Amazon. And then so you just put a little bead on and then push it out and spread it round. And then what it does is dries like it's almost like PVA glue. It will dry clear but raised. So I want to put it on this eye too. Here. Little bead. And then just push it round. There we go. And we'll have some in the shark eye, because that's big enough. I won't do the others because they're just too little. But just adds an element of interest. And then I'll leave them to air dry. And then the other final bit that I'm going to do, which I haven't done on the last few pages, it's going to come out slightly. I am going to put my beloved diamond stickles over the sand, just a little bit on the sand. So now I'm going to have to be careful of his eye that I don't smudge it. So where we've got the dark bits, I'm just going to spread out a little bit of diamond stickles. And of course we can do this because it's single-sided. And it will just make our sand a little shimmery, not too much. And the diamond's got, the diamond stickles does have gold flecks in it, so it will just look really cool. We go a little bit around the top of the island there, maybe. Can you pick up on those? I hope you can. Can you see that sparkle? A little bit. Gets better as it dries. So what I need to do really is a page where, a video where I show you, because I haven't done a completed pages video because I've just been colouring with you. As I do a colour along, that's what I've been colouring. but I've now got 10 pages that we've done. I don't know if you want me to put that together in a video of all what they look like when they're finished. And so if I lift that up now, hopefully, God willing, what you'll see is, I don't know if I tilt that. Can you see that? Like, yes, like lumpy. It's raised on those eyes now. They'll dry clear and shiny. And then look at that, the sand with that. There we go. That's a good shot. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you want a video, just, we can talk through those, but each one of those has got a video tutorial, so it might be interesting for you to see if you haven't followed every single one. Let me know what you think. So let me know about, sorry, that was getting my jelly roll rerunning. And I didn't show you the whale, did I? So that was the whale with his detailing on. That's how they blended and dried. Doesn't it look cool? And then I did a tiny bit on the narwhal. There. Very cool. I'm thrilled with this page. Yeah, so let me know, please. Thank you for everyone that commented to RJ on the last video, the part 1, saying, yeah, you would pay extra for artist quality paper or a little bit better paper so we can paint with it. And, you know, so thank you to everybody that did that for me. I really do appreciate it. And I'm sure RJ will, he watches the video. I know he does. I'm sure he'll look through the comments, and I hope that helps RJ, you know, make a decision. I know we can download his pictures anyway, so you can put it on better paper, but and then please let me know if you can think of anything that we could do to have a members group. I don't want anybody to be left out of major things, but maybe we could do some tutorials on, I don't know, blending, color choices, that kind of thing. I don't know. It's up to you. This is your channel as much as it is mine. So if you'd let me know, and then maybe we could set up membership, that would really help the channel and keep me and my mental health strong. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys. Yeah, what can I say? We are going to do another page in here, I do believe. I'm going to do my Ahuhu markers swatching with you next. And then we're going to be using those on a page with with pencil over the top. So I might crack out those feeler pencils that I was brought and have a go. I don't know. All right, my lovely friends, thank you so much for sticking with me if you've got this far. I really appreciate all your support, all the views that I get. That's how I earn any income on YouTube. All the likes I get help push the video out so that new people can come along and see the channel. And the comments do as well. So I do try to get to my comments, and I read every single one of them, and I answer as I can, you know, specifically if people have left questions. So please stick with me. I'm really enjoying our YouTube journey. I love our community and our little group. It's just incredible, and I really want to keep it going. So thank you to everyone that supports me, everyone that watches the videos. Yeah, God bless you all. So until we meet again in the very near future, take really good care of yourselves, my friends. Bye-bye.